Hi, Gemini. Welcome. So, Gemini, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to start with the spiritual general messages, and then I'm going to go into the you versus them love reading. I'm time stamping this December because that's when I'm recording it, but I just trust that whenever this finds you, that's when it's actually for you. My readings are timeless. So, let's get into it, Gemini, and see. I didn't really know when I was going to do the Gemini reading, but I felt like a strong insistency this morning. And all day I have been like battling with the sense of almost like overwhelmed. So I don't know if that's coincidence or maybe some of you are feeling that, Gemini. It's the holiday season here in the US. So some of you may be feeling like the time crunch of that, or just, yeah, maybe having a lot on your plate. And I think I picked up a similar message when I did your last reading, actually. So I get that the momentum's going to die down. So this is not a forever thing. This is like a temporary space and time where you may just have this moment of exhaustion, okay, where you need to kind of step outside or take a break, or like I literally gave myself a timeout today. I put myself in timeout because not only was I feeling like a sense of overwhelmment, I was feeling agitated. Like I was thinking like really agitated thoughts, you know, and that doesn't feel good to me. I hate feeling like that. And I literally said to myself out loud, Dana, you need a timeout. You're getting a timeout. And I made myself go up to my room and meditate. So maybe you need a timeout, Gemini. So yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling. Now, when I meditated for you, I did feel like a sense of relief come in through the meditation. So again, if you don't practice meditation, why not? Like, just try it. 10-15 minutes of quieting your mind. It actually helps me to listen to like either static noise or a clock tick, but something that distracts your mind away from whatever agitated, worry, stressed out, whatever thoughts you're having. By focusing on a neutral noise in the room with your eyes closed, you take away your attention from the thought train. And even if you only achieve it for a few minutes, Gemini, it will change your energy enough that it will change the rest of your day. Because if you get negative momentum going early in the day and you don't do anything about it to take a time out or to stop that momentum, by the end of the day, it will have completely exhausted you. You might lose your patience. You might lose your cool. You're definitely going to feel that, right? So it's important to know about mindfulness, but also meditation, because it helps you to stop or at least slow down the thought train momentum long enough that you can actually move your energy slowly in a different direction, and it could alter the course of your day into a much more positive experience, right? And that means everything, right? I feel like life is so short. As many positive experiences as you could fit in to a day, the better, right? And doesn't it kind of feel like you wasted time when you were in a bad mood the whole day? I don't know about y'all, but I feel like every day is a blessing. So if I spend the whole day being a bee or stressing out or worrying, I always feel like, oh man, I wasted my whole day. Like I didn't enjoy any part of my day. Are you serious? And then I actually get more mad at myself, which is counterproductive. So I don't suggest going down that route. Don't beat yourself up if you have a bad day, okay? Just make tomorrow better. But we do, or at least I do that to myself. So yeah, anyways, here we have the sextile of opportunity and the card of celebration and projections. So this is really interesting to me because now despite all of this weird energy coming into the reading, there's actually doors of opportunity that are opening to you, new possibilities, new insights, new communication as well. And I love this card. This is about friends, friendship, relationships. It's a very celebratory, like party energy almost. And it's interesting that it's paired with the card of projections. So I feel like there will be a reason to celebrate, okay, Gemini. So don't get, like I said at the beginning, I feel like this is just a temporary, like, blip on the radar, right? But I feel like overall in the big picture, things are actually working out for you. And sometimes this card also talks about mirroring someone or projecting yourself onto another. So be careful with that. Just remember, when we ourselves are in an irritable space, we often project that onto other people around us. Sometimes we even want to blame other people for our bad moods. But since you're the only one who can vibrate for you, you're the only one that can feel your emotions and think your thoughts, it may feel like someone else is to blame, but really it's you pulling yourself out of alignment that is to blame. But don't get so hard on yourself, because then I heard blame game. Oh, some of you have a little bit of that going on. I'm not saying to then blame yourself. I'm just saying be easy on yourself. Be easy on others. When you are feeling in that space of agitation, it's best to kind of keep to yourself. Otherwise, I feel like there's a high probability of taking this out on another or another person, or vice versa. You could be a match to that. You could be attracting that out of, you know, your partner, your spouse, your children, whoever is closest to you. If they're coming home in an irritable space and you yourself are not solid in your happy space, they can definitely rub that energy off on you, and then before you know it, you're cranky too, and now we're all just a cranky, grumpy bunch, you know. So yeah, energy is contagious. But all right, let's get into it and see Gemini, what else we have coming through for you for my Geminis. Some of you really blame yourself for a temporary lapse of judgment. I have to say that because I keep getting that message. And, you know, Spirit is saying there's nothing beneficial in blame, especially when you blame yourself, when you're being hard on yourself, when you're criticizing yourself. Although it feels like there's a purpose to it, you know, like, for some reason our brain thinks, yeah, I'll punish myself and then I'll become better because of it. And it's like, no, not really. You actually just perpetuate and practice self-criticism, and that's not going to help you in the long run, because that's the thief of joy right there. You know what I mean? So if you have been carrying blame around, in particular towards yourself, okay, for maybe a decision or something that you did that you now regret, or you had a lapse of judgment, it's like, be easy on yourself. You know, your higher self is never holding you to the fire. Source is never holding you to the fire. It's ourselves that hold ourselves to the fire through those negative emotions. And so once you understand that there's really nothing positive that comes from that, then you can release the need to do it to yourself. Or to another, right? And if somebody's blaming you for something, same thing. They're projecting their own issues onto you. I'm not saying don't take accountability, you know, but also don't absorb other people's energies. Sometimes their thoughts and opinions are very biased, but also more to do with what they have going on than what you actually did or said or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I have a situation. I'm just going to put the cards down because the messages are coming through so easily. I'm going to relate this one to me. I have Gemini in my chart, but I feel like you're going to resonate with this. Like, have you ever been around somebody and you know that they're in an irritable mood, but you yourself don't want to absorb that energy? So you're trying to like tippy-toe around it, or maybe even like walking on eggshells, maybe forcing yourself to like be complacent, or, you know, because you don't want to trigger the person, but you can feel that they are triggerable. You know, you might have someone in your life that you can relate this to, and for whatever reason this is being highlighted, or you could be that person. Somebody may feel like they're walking on eggshells around you. So, you know, take it as it resonates. But it's like, anyways, no matter what you do, right, around someone who's in that type of energy, you cannot necessarily prevent. It's like, no matter what you do, it's not going to be good enough because they're not in that space, right? So like, you could tiptoe around them and try and be nice, but it's like, eventually, if that person's in a frustrated, agitated state, it's like they find things to be upset about. Because they're looking for things to be upset about, not intentionally, although sometimes yes. But for most people, it's unintentional. They're in a bad mood. They practice that bad mood all day. They don't want to blame themselves, and so now they're looking into the environment for things that they're pissed off about, and you happen to be in the way. And it's like, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you're in the way, you know, like, and it's so easy for us to take it personal, right? I take things very personal, even though I know that I shouldn't, right? And Spirit is saying, no, you shouldn't take that personal. You should just understand that that person is in that vibration, and that's the lens that they're seeing it through, is through those kind of combative eyes. And, you know, not to let yourself absorb that as there's something wrong with you, because a lot of us will take a situation like that, especially if it's someone we love that's doing this to us, and say, I'm attracting, so there must be something wrong with me. Like, why is this person so angry at me? It must be something wrong with me. And even worse, if that person's really out of alignment and they're blaming you now for their everything, you know, now it's really easy to believe that you're the flawed one in the equation. But I promise you, when somebody is extremely out of alignment like that, no matter the reason, they're not in the right, Gemini, right? And a lot of times, neither are you. Really, what needs to happen is both parties need to have some distance, a time out, to recollect, to get back into alignment, into their loving self, and then try and find solution or peace. But most of us don't ever, I don't want to say don't ever, most of us aren't capable of doing that, and or it gets heated, and before you know it, that opportunity is passed. But I guess the long story short is, don't take it personal. Other people's ish is their ish, even if it's pointed at you. And also flip it. So if you're the one, you know, looking at someone and saying, you're the problem, and here's why, and here's all the things wrong with you, even though you may feel right in that, vibrationally and energetically, you are not. You know, anytime you condemn self or another, you're out of alignment, which means there's no power behind it, which means there's not going to be a positive outcome either, right? The only way you get a positive outcome is through alignment, which is seeing things through clarity, love, understanding, etc. So I hope this is making sense. Like, I feel like if you're meant to hear this, then you're hearing this. I only have one card out. That's the message. I got that out of one card. Okay. But let's see what else. Let's get a few more cards out and see what else we have here. The Temperance game, the Four of Cups. The Temperance game, the Temperance card, and the Four of Cups. So yeah, this is like a heavy, kind of a heavy energy, heavy emotion, needing to take a time out to take care of yourself, to figure out how you feel here. Some of you may be like in this very detached state. Some of you might actually move yourself away from a situation or detach to allow yourself time to feel your emotions or to deal with something. But I get a strong detached vibe here. But I want to note too in this card, sorry, this caught my attention, that it's fine to detach when you need to. It's what us air signs do. But see, like, while this person in this picture is kind of alone and detached, they're staring at 3 cups, right? And they're wishing for the 4th cup, which is right here. But they can't see it. They can't see it because the way that they're focused on the subject or the person isn't allowing them to see the solution. Six of Cups, the Star. Some of you don't even know how much someone cares about you. Because maybe it doesn't always come out in a caring way. Or vice versa. Yeah, so there's something here that is needing to be healed, okay, from the past, and it's a healing journey is what I'm feeling. It's an emotional journey, right? It's about figuring yourself out as a person. It's about figuring out, you know, where your heart really is and how you really feel. It's about giving yourself space and the opportunity to feel better through that space. It's about leaning on friends when you need them and being careful about projecting your own emotions onto another person or allowing somebody to do that to you. And then therefore taking on their perception as your perception, Gemini, which I feel like is easy to do for Geminis because you are the twins, right? So because of that chameleon-like nature, you almost easily take on the energy of others without even meaning to. So just something to be aware of. But I feel like overall, there is this healing energy coming through. So I feel something being healed spiritually during this time frame, emotionally as well. I feel like you're really getting in tune with your emotions, and therefore some sort of resolution coming to the surface here. So let's see what the law of attraction has to say, and then we're going to go into the you versus them. Oh, and I want to say that also when I came out of the meditation, the song that I heard playing was Chris Stapleton, Sometimes I Cry. It's a good song. Ooh, I love Chris Stapleton. Don't tell my fiance. I got a little crush, you know. I'm on his voice. I got a Chris Stapleton voice crush. Is that a thing? I don't know. I think he's phenomenal. Okay. All right. So this says the law of attraction assembles all cooperative relationships. You have the number 3 that showed up twice. So the number 3 may be important to you. Look it up. The spiritual meaning. It says, so there's this vortex of becoming, a vortex that contains all of the requests, all of the amended requests, each and every detail of each and every asking that has ever emanated from you. And the law of attraction is responding to that. The vortex is literally drawing in all things necessary for the completion of every request it contains. All cooperative components are being summoned and are coming for the completion of these creations, for the answering of your questions, and for the solution to your problem. So it's basically saying what I've already said, which the solution or the healing that you've been waiting for is here for you, Gemini, and wants to come in and infuse the situation. But you have to defuse yourself first by giving yourself time to self, giving yourself time to relax, giving yourself time to unwind and get into that receptive mode. So let's go into the love portion of the reading now and see what else we have coming in. This should be exciting. I'll see you in just a second. Welcome back. So Gemini, now we're going to go into the you versus them love portion of the reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. And take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and let's go ahead and get into it. So you have the card of morality here. Ooh, very interesting card. And this person, there's that number 3 again. I picked that up in the spiritual reading. That's 333. It's come out 3 times now. They have the card of experiencing. So this is like listening to your moral compass, Gemini, especially when it comes to this person, but also when it comes to yourself, and holding yourself accountable to your own beliefs, your own priorities, right? This person has the card of experiencing, so I feel like there is something new on the horizon for this person to experience, and they are, in a way, open to that. So let's see what else we have coming through for you. We're going to look at recent past energy. Then we're going to look at how you perceive each other, how you feel underneath it, and then the big spiritual picture. Ooh, I got itchy. Hold on. Sorry. 3 of Wands. There's another 3. Goodness gracious. 9 of Pentacles and the Judgment card. So Gemini, this is you kind of taking the initiative to move forward or move on from something and really invest your time and energy into feeling good about yourself, which is what the spiritual reading was about. It's about being easy on yourself, not placing so much blame on self or others, and healing something. So I feel that energy coming through again. Some of you have been so critical here, or and I feel like this is all internal, but it could have been that there was criticism coming from others as well, and it's just like drowning it out or allowing yourself to move away from that energy, Gemini. So let's see this person's recent past. Sometimes let's see, recent past for this person. Page of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, and the Magician. So Gemini, this person, they've gotten a lot of insight and perspective, particularly on like family, on stability, on commitment as well. Like, I feel like this person may have once thought like those things were a burden, but I feel like they've gotten a new perspective here and are seeing it through a more positive lens, like enjoying that or wanting more of that in their life. This person is trying to manifest their ideal living situation as well, or their ideal partner or family or whatever. That's what's most on this person's mind. Even if they already have an established whatever with you, they want more, you know, like they want more of it, or more. They want more. They want bigger, better. Like in a positive way, though. So let's see how you see each other in the now. How does Gemini see this person? I can't get that song out of my head. Sometimes I Cry by Chris Stapleton. It came up in the spiritual reading and now it's stuck in my head. Okay, the Magician out twice. 4 of Pentacles. How do you see this person? Whoa. Okay. I feel like you see this person as petty. I'm not saying they're like that all the time, but I got specifically that here's what's interesting before I go into that, right? I feel like this person sees themselves as like the bigger person, and you feel like they are the opposite of that, or at least momentarily, not seeing them through the best eyes. It's like the sense of like seeing this person as immature, petty, stingy, stubborn. They kind of make you want to detach. This could be the person that was criticizing that I picked up in the spiritual reading, and or there could be some energy like that rubbing off on the two of you, and it's somehow infused into the connection, even if it's not coming from this person. But it's not the best. It's not the best viewpoint to hold of a person. Yikes. Okay. Let's see how they see you, Gemini. Nine of Wands, Six of Swords, and Justice. So this person may feel like you're argumentative, you're defensive, and or you're just detached or walled off, one of the two. I feel like this person feels emotionally distant, okay, from you. And yet they want to bring balance to the situation. They want to bring peace to the situation. So there's like this compromise energy here, or a compromise needed possibly. Like this person is really focused on fairness, like, because I heard that's not fair. One of you or both of you feeling like something isn't fair, or the way that something was handled, or the way you're seeing each other doesn't seem balanced or fair. And see, I've never gotten this message from this card, but I feel like there's like this one-sided energy where like someone is feeling like you only see one side and it's your side, you know. You know what's tricky about that though? Anytime you accuse someone of being narrow-minded or one-sided, you yourself in that moment are a match to that same vibration, meaning more than likely you are also being closed-minded and one-sided. Damn, it's so frustrating, right? Like, this is not judgment. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's like, dang it. There's so much irony in the law of attraction, because we want to look at others and be like, you are being this way, but it's like, well, but I'm a match to it as well, or I wouldn't be observing it and I wouldn't be in this situation. So there's this fine line between like figuring out your part in things and then lovingly soothing yourself or growing around that, versus picking yourself apart and then blaming yourself or another. You know, one feels much lighter than the other, right? So it's tricky. Let's go into the emotional space. Ooh. Five of Swords, Two of Swords. And the Star. Wow, give me one more. Or not. Or not. Okay, so in the heart space here, be careful about this Five of Swords energy here. Damn, this is heavy. This is like, be careful with tit for tat stuff too. There's no resolution in tit for tat. Although it feels satisfying in the moment, it's really just you chasing your tail, okay? If you ever get yourself into a relationship dynamic like that, where it's always a pissing match or tit for tat and all that stuff, ooh, that's not a good cycle to be in, and it's hard to break. But the only way to break that cycle is to pull yourself out of the game altogether until your vibration is clearer. But not all of you are in that situation. What else I'm getting is like, it's a sense of feeling like defeat, you know, like I can't get it right, and no matter what I do, it's wrong, and it's making me insecure, or it just feels like hopeless. But it's not hopeless, because you have the star here, which is the card of hope. It's hopeful. Hopeful. Because there's always a resolution. Always. If you've created a problem, then on the other side of that is always a solution. It's just which one are you a match to? If you're focused on the problem, you're a match to the problem. If you are focused on the solution, you're going to be a match to the solution. Well, you can't be a match to the solution while you're focused on the problem. And that's the tricky part, is that you got to find a way to move away from it, let go, detach, think a different thought, you know, think of something, anything different that gets you off the subject long enough till you can ease back into a better feeling space. And in that better feeling space, the solution will come, the ideal will come, the right words will come, the right timing will come. It's just about getting out of our own way vibrationally, right? Because there is a healing here. There's a solution here. And I picked that up in the spiritual reading, and you don't even see it. You don't see it right now because you're not focused in that direction. But when you do get into a better feeling space, it will become so obvious what the next right thing to do is. How is this person feeling underneath it all? Whoa, this card doesn't even belong in there. It's the card of participation. That's funny though, because this is the card of compromise. And didn't I pick that up already? Okay, the Empress. Ace of Wands. And the Emperor. So in this person's heart space, they need to take a softer approach to this, or you do, or both. It's funny because we always crave for softness as if we get that from other people, but you create your emotions. So you can be soft and loving whenever you choose to. See, that's why it's dangerous to put your power outside of you by needing others to be different so that you can feel good, because you can't control how they feel. You can only control how you feel. So if you're looking to another person to soothe you, as opposed to learning how to soothe yourself, you're going to be in trouble, because that person's not always going to be in alignment themselves. They may not always be in your life. Lots of reasons why that will not go in your favor. But we often want out of other people what we are refusing to give to ourselves. You know, I want love. I want you to love me, but yet you're not loving you. You see? This person wants softness, but they got to be soft too. You know, there's a very nurturing, caring energy here. There's also a ton of passion showing up. So I feel like this person is caring and they're passionate and they know this about themselves. They know they're capable of being that. And yet their ego gets in the way, or, you know, the need to be right, or like this tit-tat energy, you know. And that's where it kind of goes south sometimes. But I feel like this person is actually getting into a more positive frame of mind, a more positive space, taking ownership of, or needing to take ownership of their own emotions and reactions. Sometimes this is a very reactive energy, right? Being more patient, more strategic, more thoughtful. Let's see where this is headed, Gemini. Where's this headed? Most likely outcome. The Chariot. Ah! Oh my gosh, I got a whole storybook. Oh, I hate this card. Seven of Swords. All right. And the Emperor. So I've got 2 sets of cards here. I don't know how to say this. I'm just going to say exactly what I feel when I got these cards out. And I feel like some of you are like, don't come here or come to me with the bullshit. So like, how can I phrase that spiritually? But you know what, Gemini? You probably appreciate that language because we blunt. Air signs are blunt. We just say it. I feel like some of you are like, what the heck? You feel like this person has ulterior motives and or they're on some BS, you know? So like, they could be coming forward and trying to be sincere, but because you don't see them through the eyes of sincerity because of whatever maybe has happened or how you're feeling in the moment, who knows, it'll be different for each of you. But because you're not seeing them that way, you just think it's bullshit, you know, like some of you feel like it lacks sincerity. And I feel you kind of going back and forth for a second and trying to weigh something out. But ultimately choosing, I feel, to focus on yourself for now, to love yourself for now, to be strong, be confident that you're doing. Some of you aren't sure if you're doing the right thing, if you're going about something the right way, and then you get back and forth and you start looking at the past and comparing it to the past, and how'd I do it back then, and what should I do different now? And I call this the Gemini loop. So don't overthink this, because it feels overwhelming to me when you go into that space where really it's just about being patient, being soft with yourself, Gemini, and letting that softness transform you in a good way, in a positive way. Not so that someone will trample on you, not like that. That's not the type of softness I'm talking about. I'm talking about this soft confidence, this softer approach. But first it begins with yourself. Treating yourself with kindness and love and care and Let's see this person's, the Fool, 6 of Wands, 7 of Cups, the Hierophant, this person seems confused about how you feel. Like, here they are ready to take a leap of faith. You know, they want success, recognition, attention. They're not really sure how to go about getting that from you. But they need to follow their own inner self, their own inner guidance. The Hierophant in this card is about listening to your intuition. It's about following your bliss as well. Like, maybe this person needs to be the bigger person. And I feel like that's what I picked up earlier. Like, you feeling like they need to be the bigger person. But here's the funny thing is that, you know, people can only acquiesce to our expectations of them. So again, if you feel very strongly that this person will never be that, then they will never be that to you, for you. Doesn't mean they'll never be that, period, but not in your experience with them. So it's about doing the energy work. It's about soothing yourself around it if you do want something, an improvement in the situation, okay? If you don't, then you're best to detach and leave it alone completely. But if you are looking for an improvement, you must first improve the way that you feel. And then from that good feeling space, you must set different expectations of what you want from this person or what you expect, and begin to practice seeing them in a more positive light as you would like them to be. And they will acquiesce to that. And if they don't, because they have free will too, you know, they can buck that. But most of the time, the person will acquiesce to your new vision of them. But even if they don't, the universe will bring you an improvement elsewhere, possibly in another relationship. So you benefit either way. Can't lose. So, anyways, let's see what the law of attraction has to say. I keep seeing a card flip, but not one flipping out. There we go. It says, oh my gosh, this could not be more perfect to what I was just saying. Tarot. Okay. It says, I intend to see the best in everyone. You can never consistently motivate anybody to do anything. But when you see the best of them and you go over to where your version of the best of them is, and you align with that and offer one signal, now you are a part of the inspiration you see. Have you ever had that experience yourself when someone sees you and loves you and expects the best of you? Do you not shine in ways you've never shined before? And do you not find it really hard to shine when another does not look for the best in you? This is exactly what I just said. Exactly what I just said. No. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I'm going to have a moment here. This card also breaks down to the number freaking 3. It's 48, which in numerology, you break the numbers apart. 8 plus 4 is 12. Break the numbers apart again. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. Gemini, you are also the third in the zodiac sign. Wow, wow, wow. This was such a cool reading. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I love doing it for you. Zodiac signs you may be connecting with or having your own chart. I have Taurus, I have Aries, I have Taurus, I have Aries again. I have Libra, Aquarius, Leo, Cancer, and Libra. Those are the primary signs, and Capricorn right here. Those are the primary signs I'm seeing, but keep in mind it's a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, let me know. Please let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future readings. My Facebook and Instagram are also linked in the description box below. Check me out over there. I do videos, go live there as well. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, Gemini. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.